Each was each was to present the baby with a gift of a special talent or virtue. Suddenly, a very old fairy appeared. No one ever heard of her before. She was quickly given a seat at the banquet table, but since there were no more golden plates or jeweled cups, she was given only a plain place setting. How dare the king and queen not invite me, the old fairy muttered to herself. They'll be sorry. The youngest fairy happened to hear her and became fearful for the princess. After the banquet, she hid behind the velvet curtain. She planned to present the final gift after the old fairy had given her. He's outside, baby. One by one, the fairies presented their gifts of beauty, charm, and grace. Haley's in her cage. And talents for singing, dancing, and playing music. What a lucky princess. Finally, it was the old fairy's turn. There will come a day when the princess will prick her finger on a tiny spindle and die, she cried. Everyone gasped. The queen began to weep, and then the youngest fairy appeared from behind the curtain. The princess shall not die, she announced. Instead, she will sleep for 100 years. She will be awakened by a king's son. That's my gift. The fairy's gift did not make the king feel better. All spindles are to be removed from the kingdom, he roared. Anyone found with a spinning wheel will be punished. 16 years passed, and the princess grew to be a beautiful young woman. One day, she came upon an old woman high up in the attic. Kayla, look at me. The woman was busy spinning, for she had never heard of the king's orders. Fascinated, the princess asked for a turn and pricked her finger on the spindle. She dropped to the floor, instantly asleep. The fairy who had saved the princess's life, Kayla, stop, heard what had happened and became worried that the princess would be lonely when she awoke. You situated? So the fairy cast a spell that put everyone in the palace to sleep for 100 years. Instantly, a thick hedge of thorns sprang up all around the castle, thorns that magically parted 100 years later for a prince. Hey. How the prince gasped when he entered the castle and found everyone asleep. But most amazing of all was the beautiful girl he found sleeping in the royal chamber. Is it you, my prince? It is, he said. He had already fallen deeply in love. That very evening, the prince and princess were married, and the royal couple lived happily ever after. Aww. The end. The end. About a wedding.